Hello everyone, nice to meet you again in learning English with me. And in this video, we learn a reading skill of the lesson on beef. If you really want to win, let's cheat. Okay. So firstly, let's see the requirement of part A. Now we need to look at the photos in pairs, answer the questions. So I think it is very useful for you if you are watching these videos with your friend, because you will have partners, right, to practice with you. As you can ask your friend, and then your friend will show opinion to you, and then both you swap the roles with each other. Okay, for the first question, have you ever seen any of these people playing sports? Now I will answer this question. So if you want to have much more time to think, so you can pause this video. Okay, have you ever seen any of these people play sports? Actually, for me, I just know about Muhammad Ali and Michael Jordan. And for me, yeah, I have ever seen these people, Muhammad Ali and Michael Jordan, was playing sports. Actually, I just watched one clips. It is not for videos. It is clips recorded the fighting of Muhammad Ali with other fighters. Yeah, with other boxers. Yeah, boxer, right? In boxing sports, and also was one short clip of Michael Jordan was playing basketball with other basketball teams. Okay, and for French basketballers, yeah, former German footballers. Actually, I do not know about this guy, and also for John Mark and Rose, former U.S. tennis player. I do not know about this guy as well. Yeah. So for you, if you want to know more information about these people, so you can search on internet, right? Now, with the development of internet, and with the support from Google search, right? It is so easy for us to find any information. And for me, while composing this lecture, I also search on internet to help me get much more information about these people. And for next question, at what age do you think the people reach their peak in this sports? Firstly, for Muhammad Ali, I think he got his peak in playing boxing, right? So I think when he was around 32 years old. Yeah, I just guess. Yeah, and later we will see if this information right or wrong. And for France backhand bars, because he was a footballer, right? And he to play for Bayern Munich. So yeah, for almost footballers, right? I think they get picks in playing a sports when they are around 28 years old. So that's why I think Franz Beckenbauer, former German footballers, he was yes, he was at his peak, right? His peak of playing sports when he was around 28 years old. Yeah, you can say that he reached his peak in playing football when he was around 28 years old. And for John McEnroe, former U.S. tennis players, yeah. And for this guy, I also think he reached his peak in playing tennis when he was around 28 years old. And for Michael Jordan, because he plays basketball, right? So for this kind of sports, I think yes, for the player can play longer than football. So I think for Michael Jordan, he reached his peak in playing basketball when he was around 30 years old. Yeah. Okay, and for next questions, do you know what these people do now? For Muhammad Ali, right? For right now, he already died, right? Yeah. So in for information I know about this guy, yeah, after retirement, right? He did not do anything. Yeah, and he just relaxed, right? And sometimes he show up on social media to give his opinion for several issues in the world, right? And he also do as an activist. Yeah, activist. Okay. And for Frank Beckenbauer, yeah, as I know, after retirement, right, he became a coach of Bayern Munich football team, right? And lately now, he is the president, right, of this club. And for John McEnroe, former US tennis players, as I know, for right now, right, he's a famous TV commentator. Yeah. And as I know, he is highly paid salary, right, for this job, and he's very successful with this job. And for Michael Jordan, as I know, after retirement, right, yeah, he became the president, right? How I say that? Yeah, he's on the person who had rights ownership on basketball club in United States. Yeah, and now he's doing that position as one manager, right? On basketball club, as I know. Yeah. Okay, and for next requirements for part B, right? Read the article once. Do most sports people find this easy or difficult to retire? So in here, I recommend you should take the picture, and for me, I also need to take the picture, right? Yeah, if you just read on time, it is very hard for us to totally remember, right? So that's why we need to take the picture for these paragraphs and also for this question. And let's we will answer this question. Okay, let me read again. Read again the requirement about part B. Read the article once. Do most we have one question. Do most sports people find this easy or difficult to retire? Okay. For paragraph one, yeah, because we are learning English, right? So I will read this paragraph. Okay, so if you want to improve your pronunciation for several difficult words, yeah, it is really hard to pronounce, right? So you can look up dictionaries to see again the phonics, so that can help you pronounce properly for the difficult words. You also can imitate my pronunciation. Yeah. Okay, for paragraph one, do you retire when you are at your physical peak, or do you wait until your body or your coach tells you that it's time to go? But even harder if I is the answer to the question, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? Okay, and for paragraph two, there's a high risk of depression, and people often find adjusting to a new way of life difficult, says Lana Cockerill, a sports psychologist. For sports people, there's an extra trauma, the loss of status, the loss of recognition, and the loss of the glamour. That's the hardest part. As at the Acaro, the US jockey says, when the jockey retires, he becomes just another little man. Okay. And for paragraph 3, perhaps they just can't stand life without the high of playing a professional sport. Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time, he retired 3 times. He retired once from the Chicago Bulls, made a successful comeback with the Bulls, then retired again. His second comeback with an inferior team ended in failure, and he retired forever at the age of 38. Jordan said, There will never be anything I do that will fulfill me as much as competing did. So that's why he says he already retires, right? But then he come back, yeah, and he come back for 3 times before he decided retire permanently. Okay, and for the paragraph 4, Muhammad Ali needed the money, but his comeback fight at the age of 39 against Travers Berbick was one of the saddest spectacles in modern sport. After losing to Berbick, Ali retired permanently. 3 years later, he developed Parkinson's disease. Yeah. And for next paragraph, paragraph 5, as Jimmy Chris, an ex-English international footballer, said, I think that a lot of players would prefer to be short once their career is over. Many of them spend their retirements in a continual battle against depression, alcohol, or drugs. And for the final paragraph, right? Paragraph 6. Franz Beckenbauer is a classic example of a footballer who won everything with his club, Bayern Munich. After retiring, he became a successful coach with Bayern and finally president of the club. And for John McEnroe, the infamous bad boy of tennis, is now a highly respected and highly paid TV commentator. But sadly, for most sports people, these cases are the exception, right? Through this paragraph, to understand that we just have a few sports people after retirements, right? They are successful with the new careers, yeah. And for almost sports people, they are not, right? Yeah. Okay, and for the proceed, we need to complete the article with sentences from A to F below. Okay, in here, now I want to answer the question, right, in part B. And now I just want to ask you again, did you touch the picture? Yeah, if you do not touch the picture, it is very hard for you, right, to remember the question. The question in part B that we need to read article, right? Yeah, and we already finished reading this article. Now we need to answer the question. Do most sports people find it easy or difficult to retire? Yeah, to this question, right? Easily for us to answer that. It is very difficult, right, for sports people retire. Yeah, because after retires, right, this means they lost them. Yes, the famous image, right? I mean about our British. Yeah, they lost their British and they lost their recognition. So, and with many sports peoples, right? They are in thinking so much alcohols. Yeah, they are depressed, and then some sports people they also addicted, right? In drugs, yeah. So many people they cannot easily say goodbye to the sports. Okay. Now for the next requirement process, we need to complete the article with sentences from A to F below, right? Okay. For these requirements, that firstly we need to understand the meaning of all of these sentences, right, from A to F. Then we need to put in the right paragraph that's also the meaning of that paragraph. For A, for some people, the pain of saying goodbye never leaves them. And B, other can't resist the chance of one last payday. And C, some sports people go on playing too long. And D, but for the lucky few, retirement can mean a successful new career. And E, retirement for people in general is traumatic. And F, one of the hardest things for any sports person to do is to know when to retire. Okay, now we need to put the right position, right, for these sentences in which paragraph. For paragraph 1, right? Yeah. So the right sentence we need to post in this paragraph, and which can define the meaning of this paragraph. That F, one of the hardest things for any sports person to do is to know when to retire, right? You can see, right? This sentence was even harder if finding the answer to the question, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? So it is very difficult, right, for the sports person to know when they should say goodbye to the sports and retire. For the second paragraph, right? Yeah, and in here you can see that there's a high risk of depression, and people often find adjusting to a new way of life difficult. Yeah. For sports people, right, there's an extra trauma, the loss of status, the loss of recognition, and the loss of glamour, right? So for the right sentence, we need to put in this paragraph is if, right, this retirement for people in general is traumatic. Yeah, traumatic. And next paragraph 3 is, right, let's see in here, this paragraph, right, describe, yes, the historical careers of Michael Jordan, right, for playing basketball, right? Yeah, so I think the suitable sentence we should put in this paragraph is C, right? Some sports people go on playing too long, suggest for this, right? And for Michael Jordan, right, he say goodbye to playing basketball, but then he come back, right, 3 times, and he finally retires from playing basketball at the age of 38. Yeah, so anyways, he goes on playing basketball too long, right? Okay. And for the paragraph 4, okay, for this paragraph describe Muhammad Ali, right? Yeah, he already said goodbye to boxing, right? But he also came back for the last 5 days, yeah, because he want to earn money, right? So I think the suitable sentence we should put in this paragraph is B, right? All the cat received the chance of one last payday, right? Okay. And for next paragraph 5, right? As Jimmy Greaves, an English international footballer, said, I think that a lot of players would prefer to be short once their careers is over. So through this sentence, we can understand that for some people, the pain of saying goodbye never leaves them, right? So the suitable sentence is A. Okay, and for final paragraphs, right? In here we have 2 examples. They are successful with new careers, right? After retirement from playing sports. So I think for the right sentence we should post in this paragraphs is D, right? But for the lucky few, right? Just lucky few, retirement can mean a successful new career. Okay, and for part D, can you remember these words? If not, check with the text. Underline the stress syllable, okay, for these words, right? In pronouncing English words, it is very important to know which syllables you should stress. Yeah, and that can help you pronounce properly English words. Yes, do you remember these words? Depressed, glamorous, lose, recognize, fails, and retires. Yeah. Yeah, for these words in adjective form, right? And also in verb form. And do you remember these words in noun form? For the words depressed in noun form, it is depression, right? Okay. So if you want to understand the meaning of these words, yes, you can look up dictionaries. Yeah. And for me, in learning vocabularies, I also look up dictionaries just to help me understand the meaning of these words in Vietnamese. But then I also look at the definition, the meaning of these words in English. Yeah, to help me clearly understand about the meaning of the words and know in which situation I can use these words it is a way I learn vocabularies, and I want to share with you. Should not just look at the meaning in Vietnamese. You also need to see explanation, right, in English for the meaning of this words. Yeah. And for this words, you need to stress the second syllable, press. Okay, press. Depression. Okay, depression. And for glamorous, right? Now, glamour. Yeah, now for my glamour. And for this words, you need to stress the first syllable, right? Glamour. Okay, glamour. And next for the words lose, right? And now is lost. Okay, and for this words, you do not need to stress any syllable, right? So it's lost. Okay, lost. And for the next word, recognize, right? In noun form, it is recognition. Yeah, and for this word, you need to stress the third syllable, right? Ni, okay. Recognition, okay, recognition. And for the word fail, right? We have the noun form is failure. Okay, failure. If you prefer this pronunciation, so you can pronounce this word failure. Yeah, failure. But according to American pronunciation, right? You should pronounce failure. Yeah, and you need to stress the first syllable. Fair. Okay, failure. So you can check again about the pronunciation in British and in American. Did I say right to you? Yeah. And for the next word, retires, it is verb, right? And in now, retirement. And for this word, you need to stress the second syllable. Tired, okay. Retirement, okay, retirement, yeah. Okay, now for the part if, right? Think of a sports person from your countries who has retired. What is he doing now? Do you think he's retired at the right time? Okay. Now you can pause this video to show your opinion with your friends, right? And also listen to your friends' opinion. And for me, now I'm thinking about one famous footballers, right? Of Vietnam national football team in the past. His name is Mr. Huỳnh Đức, right? Huỳnh Đức, yeah. He was a famous striker, yeah, of Vietnam football team, yeah. And I really admire him, yeah, about his skill of playing football, and also about his personality, because he did not make any scandal, right? Yeah. Okay, and for the next question, what is he doing now? As I know, after retiring, right, he becomes a coach, right, a football coach, right? And as I know now, he's leading Ho Chi Minh's football team. Is that right? Yes. If I am wrong, so can you help me know the right answer? That's what is he doing now? Yeah. And do you think he's retired at the right time? And for me, I think he's retired at the right time. As I know, he plays in the football, right, for a long time, and he retired as his age around 37, I think, about 37 or 36 years old. And I think he retired on the right time, right? Yeah. And I think he's quite successful with his new careers, right? As a coach and leads Ho Chi Minh football team. Yeah. And for these guys, right? He's were famous footballers of Vietnam national team in the past. Yeah, and as I know, he already scored a lot of important goals for Vietnam national football team, right? And now he's a famous football coach as well. And another thing, as I already told you, right? I admire him just about his personality. He did not make any scandal. Yeah. Okay, now to the next part. Final part, right? Homework. As I already told you in many videos, homework, it is very important. Yeah, I just can teach you about English theories, right? And also tells you several examples, right? And so to you about my opinions. Yeah, I just can do that. But if you want to completely manage English. You need to do by yourself through practicing. Yeah, practice. It is really important. And homework is on kind of practice, right? Okay. Now for the homework, I need you practice to read correctly the article. Yeah, practice to read, right? For every word that you are not sure how to pronounce properly, so you should check again in a dictionary and should know how to pronounce properly those words. And one thing, it is really important, you should know which syllables of those words you need to stress, right? Okay. And as you need to understand and can explain in English the meaning of the words in part D. Yeah, for the words such as depression, right? Glamour, loss, yeah, retirement, for all of those words. Firstly, you need to pronounce properly and then can be able to explain the meaning of those words in English. Then record video and post in a comment box, right? Yeah. I'm so happy if you record videos, yeah, and then post in a comment box so we can interact with each other, right? Perhaps I'm so busy, so I cannot comment on your videos, but I think other friends will comment on your videos so you can interact with other friends in English, right? It is a good way to help us improve English, right? Okay. Thanks for watching my videos and see you in next video in learning English with me. Bye bye and have a good day.